Hello and welcome to another short drawing lesson. This week I'm finally going to draw the Toyota Supra, which has been requested several times by our viewer. Hope you like it. So as always, we're going to draw the front wheel first over here. And however big your wheel is, that's your unit of measurement, so the width across there. And we're going to use that to measure the space between the wheels. So I'm going to measure this distance here, and then I'm going to duplicate it once more, twice more, and a half more, before drawing the next wheel, the back wheel. Try and draw as lightly as you can. This is quite a tricky car actually, with some difficult curves. So draw lightly at the start and then we'll firm it up at the end. Now we've got a straight line to do, which is going to be the line that runs under the bottom of the door, and that heads to this back wheel at the centre of it, but it droops downwards, so it won't be directly horizontal between the centres. It's going to have to be lower at the front, a bit below the centre of the wheel there, and then head for that point. So from now on, any straight lines we put in, there aren't many, they will be parallel to this because the whole car has got a slight tilt. We're going to work out what our overhangs are. So if you come to nearly the top of your front wheel and stick out the front, that kind of vertical height is where the nose is going to be, and at the back we need to go above, a little bit above the back wheel, draw a little faint line. That's going to be where the furthest back part will be. And the overhangs are about 3/4 of a wheel. It's got quite big overhangs, so if this is one wheel overhang, take a quarter off, go and make a little mark on that line that you made. This is the furthest back part. It's the same at the front, so there's the front wheel, one wheel in front, take a quarter off, and on that line that you made, that's the nose of your car. So from there we've got a small sort of scooping section, and then a drooping downward line. And for the back we've got more of a vertical section. It's got a bit of a curve and then a kick out, and then again a kind of drooping downward section. And we could do the bottom of the car while we're there. So the bottom of the car has a curve coming out of the wheels, going across and then curving down again. I think it would look better with a straight one, to be honest, but there you go. Now we've got the tricky curves to do above the wheels. At the front, if you measure a quarter of the height of your wheel and just make a faint mark there above your wheel, that's going to be where the bonnet runs across. And at the back we need about 1/3, so a bit bigger gap at the back than the front. And now from this pointy nose section we need to curve upwards to go through that mark you made, and then continue straight and run, remember what I said, run parallel to this line. So it will continue upwards slightly as it goes further back. And at the back here we just need a nice curve running through that line. It's like a bulging arch, which then becomes an S curve and runs towards the back of the car there. Quite tricky. Now measure half a wheel from your front wheel and put the front edge of your door in. It's very curving. And at the back, a bit less than a half a wheel, we've got a backwards slope which then curves back again to meet this line here. And if you find the halfway point between your two wheels and go straight up, that's about where the top of your windscreen should come to. And it's somewhere around there. I mean, it's got to join onto your door as well, so it's pretty tricky. But somewhere around the centre, is halfway between your wheels, is about where the top of the screen should come out. And we can thicken that windscreen and the bonnet coming up to meet it. And the roof, very curving, curves over there, droops down and doesn't meet this line, it stays above it. And again, curves down before we do our little spoiler, we just need to come from this high point here and cut a section out so that we know where the spoiler goes on the boot lid. So a little scoop. And now we just need to finish our window off. Like this. So the curve should just overlap the front edge of your rear wheel slightly. That's about where it is. And then we've got a pillow which slopes forwards ever so slightly at the top of your door. So as I say, there's quite some very subtle, tricky curves to put in there, but hopefully you've managed it okay. Now we can start to try and make it look more interesting. So we'll put the ground in. We'll show the wheels on the far side, and now I'm going to start pressing a bit firmer on anything that's the underside of the car. Excuse me. So we can darken the undersides of things, just to hint that they're in shadow. We can darken the floor slightly, just to show that that's also got a shadow on it. Show those wheels on the far side, and you can shade those in a bit. And we've got some details to put in, not a huge amount, but come back from your nose slightly and add your headlight, which is this kind of a triangle with a curved edge. And then in this nose we've got various air intakes, a little side repeater indicator. On the door here, there is you could put a faint line there. There's a slight, that's the point where the door starts to curve back in on itself. And just on there, we've got the door handle. The bottom edge of the door runs into a little air intake. We need a wing mirror, just a small rounded box just here, and you might see the steering wheel and some seats. While we're at the window area, we can just show the roof, the underside of the roof, shade that in, maybe shade the seat and the steering wheel as well, because that's all in shadow. Maybe this window's tinted. And there's a small join here in the bodywork. The rear lights, you might just see them poking out there, some sort of tinted red lights. The rear repeater. Under here we've got a slight winglet on the, this is the my reference is the Fast and Furious car, so it's got some stickers and a few other little bits. This vent can be shaded in. Maybe the headlight can have a bit of shading. My reference has got 5-spoke wheels, so I'll just hint at those. It's up to you if you want to put more detail in than this, but I think a quick sketch like this doesn't really need masses of detail, because it's just like a design sketch or something. And the last thing is another optional thing, is a big wing on the back and its support. And being perspective, we'll see a hint of the second end plate on the other side. And now you can just firm up maybe the arches slightly. And if you like, you can add some graphics. I wouldn't push too hard for the graphics, because they'll start to detract and compete with the lines of your car, which are more important. But if you do any graphics or numbers or whatever you put on there, just keep them nice and light, so you can more of a suggestion of what's there. And there we have it. Quite a tricky one, as I say, with all those subtle curves, but hopefully yours came out okay. Let me know how you did in the comments, and like and subscribe if you could, that'd be great. Otherwise, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you for another film soon.